Hi, hello, welcome back to Doodle Crew. We're so happy to have you. Thank you so much for joining us again. We are here to dance if we want to, and one of those dances being the time warp. Oh. So we're going back in time. We're pulling from our old artwork and making ourselves feel bad, but we're gonna redraw it so we can feel good again. Hooray! So going around doing our thing, introductions, where people can find you, and talking a little bit about the art that you've brought for us today. So Vic, you get to be first.
Oh, I forgot my own name for a minute, even though you just said it. I'm Vic Idstar. You can find me on the internet most places at Idstar, except TikTok, where I am at Vic Idstar. I'm a comic artist, illustrator. I am working on some animation stuff, a bunch of everything. You can check out my webcomic updates on Wednesdays of Destiny and Dragoons at dragoons.com. And today I am redrawing this character that I found in my archive of old scanned artwork called Sal. I have absolutely no idea who Sal is or why I drew them, but I looked at them and something about the kind of weird like straps around the knees and the sort of goggle thing, it maybe because I'm also a bit obsessed with it, made me think of Arcane, so I'm going to try and reimagine them as a bit of an Arcane TV show kind of character.
Let's go. I love it.
I'm so excited.
No, they're so fun. I like it. Also, like, I also grew up on video games that had all of the unnecessary straps and things. I was like, no, this design makes perfect sense to me. That's exactly how you do it.
So many zippers.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what it needs? More belts.
Buckles, belts. They don't go anywhere with anything. But
exactly. All right. Kaycie, coming to you. Hello.
Oh, no, it's me. Hello. I'm Kaycie. I am an artist, webcomics, animation, games, all that jazz. I also podcast, TTRPGs and game stuff. TTRPG games and book stuff. That's what I meant to say. Hello. Ghosts are taking over my body as we speak.
So many ghosts.
If you could go to linktr, linktr.ee/KCD Studios. That's KCD Studios, and find everywhere that I live over there. But yeah. Let me switch to my web. Listen, I'm prepared today, and
we're all killing it. Is what I've learned. We are all absolutely on top of it.
So for my college thesis, which was way too long ago, I did this elements, experiments and character designs project where I drew all of the chemical elements as characters. It's so old at this point, and like maybe it holds up, but I kind of want to like redraw an old one and see like what it's like nowadays. So that's what I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah, I got to see the full lineup of them at GalaxyCon, which is very fun.
Really?
Yay! All right, Sarah, coming to you.
Oh man, after 3 years back on Doodle Crew. Where am I? I disappeared. I think all of my stuff is the same. My website's sarahwilldesign.com, and I do comics and a lot of animation lately for the Partnership in Education through Duquesne University. So since I've worked for them, their subscribers went from 300-ish to over 10,000.
Let's go.
There's some animation on their YouTube channel.
Yay.
And if I can figure out, I think I have to share my screen to make this happen today. Technical difficulties, everyone. I'm sorry, it's me.
We gave it a valiant effort, though. We really did. And technology was just like, not today.
So my mom sent me art from when I was 7 or 8. She had a whole stack, but this is the one that spoke to me.
Yes.
Is it? There it is. Wizard Dog.
Oh my goodness, yes. Look at all those stars.
Nice. Because that's how you know that he's a wizard.
100%.
So I did a little bit of prepping ahead because I'm crazy and I was scared. It's been 3 years since I doodled. So I switched it up a bit and tried to keep the same elements. He's got a fish. He's got a cobra snake, which I'm not sure why.
I like it.
Around. and wizard stuff and a
Yep.
window. But I wanted to show his face and but keep as many of the elements from the original as possible.
I love it.
That's so awesome.
It's so cool. Also, humongous upgrade on your snake drawing abilities.
I spent so long on snakes.
They're hard. Snakes are deceptively hard. Like I just
Mhm.
them and dinosaurs I just constantly struggle with. So no, this looks super cute. I can't wait to see it.
For no
Yay.
limbs, they are the hardest animals to draw, minus horses. Horses are
Mm.
still forever hardest animal.
Oh, I love
Fine
that.
line between snake and worm, isn't it?
I feel like that's a perfect segue for resident horse girl coming to you, Alex.
I mean, hey man, you don't even know how appropriate that segue was. Yeah, so I'm clearly brought on as the completely unnecessary personality hire today, everybody. Hello. Everybody else here is delightful, but Emily's brought me on, I think, to talk mostly because my creds are mostly in podcasting at this point, though I do have a degree in illustration. But yeah, so I'm Alex. I'm Alex and Birds on Twitter and other, I don't know, what's it called now? Who cares? I'm on the internet. Find me. linktr.ee/Alex and Birds. You can find all my podcasts and everything that I do. It's about 1 million of them. I do TTRPGs. I do talking about animals, talking about horses. And that's where we are today. Let's talk about horses. Except we're not. So one of the pieces I did back in school, it turns out my website's taken down because like when you don't maintain stuff after like 12 years, it just kind of goes away. Who knew?
Aw.
So we get to take a mind picture today. So I once in college decided that I was going to draw scientifically accurate Cheezosaurus Rex. So I took one of those old stand-up T-Rex looking things and like horrible pink background, very like weirdly accurate to bad science of dinosaurs T-Rex. And I think today I want to draw Cheezosaurus Rex, but like scientifically accurate. So
Excellent.
that's what I'm going for right
Oh, yeah.
now.
I love it so much. Also, Alex did lie a little bit because once a month you draw amazing things on Art Corner, which
Oh, I
Kaycie
do
and I are
terrible
also
things.
on, and I love it. I love it. No,
I draw
you show up
truly
and
terrible things.
yeah, but you render the most gorgeous things.
I only draw like snakes and horses and dinosaurs. So like I make my bread and butter is what other people hate doing. But if you want sin, no, leave. I will not do that for you.
No, I want you here. Also, yeah, if you don't already know, this is Vera. This is my cat. I have been away for a bit, so she's going to be a part of the stream today.
I might also be able to bring a cat on stream today. Not right now because there's none close enough to grab, but I might be able to join you in this today.
I love that. I love that
Are
so
you,
much.
is it just your neighborhood cats or is it one of your cats? Because you left it
It's
nicely
not.
ambiguous.
Well, it's just a strange cat that I found actually.
I'm sure
Leave the
you
door
can
open
find
and
one.
whomever
Yeah.
comes in, you know.
Exactly. That's what we did with chipmunks once. We wanted chipmunks to come in, so we just left the front door open and like hoped. Didn't work.
Nope.
That's how I got my cat, actually. She was
See,
a stray,
it works. Sarah's
And I
on my side.
inside the open door.
Yep.
I did that
To
in
be
Texas.
fair.
I got scorpions.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Whoa.
lot less fun. Nope, I don't like any of that.
Actually, hang on.
Yeah.
I kind of want that.
See, technically Vera was a stray. She was adopted by a friend of mine from the streets, and then I got her. So, yeah. All right. It's fun a bit because I've consistently forgotten to do this the last few times. Hi, I'm Swan. I'm a Swan named Emily all across the internet. That's where you can find my stuff. If you want stickers, which we were talking about a little bit earlier, you can find them over on my Etsy or on my Patreon, which has specific sticker tiers, which is hard to say. So I decided to go with ones from, let's see if it'll pull up now, college as well, or like immediately post college. So a couple of these ended up in my portfolio, or at least I think this one was just a sketch. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was colored pencil, maybe marker. I don't know if I was working with marker yet. And then another cute little just character. Very much still trying to find my style and my like how I wanted to draw people. So yeah, I thought they would be fun. Oh, here. Hi. I know. Hello. Hello. I would love it if you just hang out and let me draw. That'd be so
Nope.
What if she participated, Emily?
But what if you held me the whole time instead, and then I could just bite you whenever I wanted?
So, like, what's going on with that baby Bjorn for her?
It's so funny because this weekend is the big, like, all the yard sales in my area, and part of me is like, I could probably find a baby like harness thing for her pretty cheap.
Yeah, easy. $25, I bet.
Yeah,
And it's a garage sale, so you can always like, I'll give you 10.
exactly. Even though haggling is one of my all-time least favorite things to do.
What if it's over a baby Bjorn specifically? Though?
That one, I feel like that's going to be I'm like, okay, yeah, I could do it for this. For this, I could rally.
This is the one thing that I just don't think will affect my life greatly.
I hope it works better than I have one of those giant pajama hoodies that's like made of fleece, and it has a giant kangaroo pouch in the front. I cannot convince my cat to let me slide her in it like a jelly. Not yet.
Not yet.
So
I tried approaching her like a baby kangaroo and holding it out and hoping to flip her into it.
No, but she likes to get in it when I'm not in it.
Oh, see, I feel like that's such a like neener move. Like,
Yep.
See, Mom, I do like it, but not when you're in it. No.
There's not enough room for the two of us.
This couch ain't big enough for the two of us.
I love it. Cats are great.
They are. The babies.
I'm going to be an absolutely terrible host, and I have to step away for just a second, but I will be right back.
How could you?
All right, you guys, what can we say that Emily would not approve of while she's gone?
Do we talk about how great she is?
No!
Oh, Emily is absolutely wonderful. Not only is she a delightful, amazing human being, she is always so funny and upbeat and wonderful, and I love her.
Yep. One of your very favorite people.
Absolutely. If I had to rank people, Emily's going to be top 3, I'd say.
Is she in your top 8?
She would, if this were MySpace, Emily would absolutely be in my top 8.
S-tier human.
Absolutely.
Absolutely an S-tier human. Oh, man. Have you guys tried ranking your friends recently into top 8 like MySpace?
I know we talked about it.
We talked about it. I don't think we did it, though.
I just feel like such a poser since I never had a MySpace.
Yeah, you had. What did you have? Zanga.
Zanga. And a live journal.
Gross.
I had MySpace, but I didn't know anyone else on MySpace. So I had like my BFF Tom was always there for me, but apart from that, I don't think I had a single friend on MySpace.
So did you still like trick it out though with like the music and everything, the HTML hacks?
Do you know, I think I once changed my profile picture, but that was it.
Honestly, that's hard enough. You did the most. I love it. I love the idea of you're like, I'm creating this like, because doesn't it have the tagline like a site for friends or whatever? And I love that you're like, this is just for me actually.
It's my space, not our space.
You know what? You're right. It is specifically branded MySpace.
Oh my god.
That's amazing. I think my top 8 was mostly people I didn't really know as well. Like 2 people I knew and then like just people I'd met on MySpace.
Could you put celebrities as your top 8?
If they had like fake profiles, I think you could. I think maybe you had to be friends. I don't really remember. It's been a while, but I think you had to be friends to make them. Like, I don't think you could just choose. Maybe you could. What do I know? So, chat, get in the comments. How did MySpace friends work?
I had the wrong tab on. I had private chats on, so I had no idea that there was even people in chat.
Oh
How am I
man.
doing today?
Killing it.
Thank you.
Oh, good. Thank goodness that CZ drop is here for me with "You Had to Be Friends." I'm glad someone remembered. Oh. So, anybody remember what T-Rex looks like? Because I don't think I do.
Tiny,
One second.
tiny arms.
Tiny arms. All you need.
Yeah, got a big head and little arms.
Is that from Meet the
Of course,
Robinsons?
you just have one right there. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, there it is.
Big Red from Jurassic Park.
There we go.
I love Jurassic Park. I assume you do too, considering you have a T-Rex at the ready.
This is just the closest T-Rex that I have.
It's not the
Implying
best
there are
one.
more.
I just recently painted the D&D T-Rex model. So if you
That is
might
cool
be-
as hell.
might be better to see on this since my couch is also red.
Something
I don't know
to consider.
how scientifically accurate Roberta is, but
I mean, scientifically accurate enough. I love it. I love that you just have that here. This delights me so much. So, what's everybody's favorite dinosaur? I'm just going to keep asking obnoxious question. What's your favorite dinosaur?
Stegosaurus. I don't have one. Oh, I do have one in arm's reach.
More dinosaurs.
I never could have expected it would get better, but here, oh my god. Oh,
What is? Oh,
Puppet
it's
from
Spike.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Pizza
Is
Hut.
that one of those impossible hand puppet ones that like are designed to be hand puppets, but you have to contort your hand into some impossible shape to make it work? That's fantastic.
Oh my god.
I think it was designed for children's hands.
yeah, I got the flipper one that had the like little squirt thing from Pizza Hut as well. They seem to do hand puppets a lot, but like that one was another one where like you just like it was like this, and you're like you should be able to close the whole dolphin's mouth, but you just can't.
You just can't, Nemo. Wow, that butt is a thing that happens. I never remember what they're called because I feel like all of my dinosaurs got screwed up. I like the long necks, the swimmy ones. Plesiosaur.
Oh, plesiosaur, yeah.
Plesiosaur.
I think technically not a dinosaur, but I will accept it.
Technically,
I
it's not a
like how
dinosaur.
Sarah and I are both here like, yeah, not actually right.
Oh, that's cute.
Get it together, Kaycie.
Well, Austin said Stegoceratops, which I don't believe is a dinosaur either. So
That's like a JP Dr. Wu hybrid.
yeah.
It's gonna be Triceratops for me because for a brief minute, wasn't it declared not a real dinosaur? But it was 3 separate dinosaurs or something, and then they decided no, this was a real dinosaur. I may be paraphrasing or butchering that information. Please fact check everything I'm saying.
Nope, that
But
is
I
my
don't-
story forever, and I'm telling people that is fact no matter what.
Felt very strongly about defending the Triceratops. I was like,
Hell
no,
yeah.
you can't build my entire childhood on the knowledge that Triceratops was a real dino and then take that away from me. Absolutely not.
I will not be accepting that. Thank you for playing, though.
Yes.
That 100% happened to Brontosaurus. I never heard it for Triceratops, but that doesn't mean that it's not true.
We're going to pretend that it said it for Triceratops too, and I'll hold on to that for at least the duration of this podcast.
It happened around the time that they decided Pluto wasn't a planet.
Ugh.
It was a rough time for us.
It
Yeah.
was a super
they
rough
just-
year.
Yeah. They were like, science lied to you for your entire life.
And I love the people who talk about, they're like, Pluto isn't even the size of this and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I don't care. It's still important to me. It meant something to me.
Mm-hmm. That's when I stopped believing in people and magic and the world. I think that was the beginning of my jaded era.
And yeah, Songheart, Ankylosaurus, that's my favorite. I love them.
It's a good one.
I have to get my Ankylosaurus out.
Busted out.
Sarah, I meant to tell you this was actually just going to be your show and tell dinosaur stream. That's why I sabotaged your technology.
I see.
I invited Alex.
I unfortunately don't have all of my dinosaurs here in Pittsburgh with me. They're in the giant box with the Jurassic Park compound at my parents' house in their attic. So I only have a fraction of my dinosaurs here.
Sarah, how have we never made plans to hang out? And just bust out Jurassic Park tours?
I was just thinking I need to have met y'all sooner because my life is enriched.
That's all I got. Dinosaurs and like D&D.
And also the craziest work
Sorry, you're
ethic
the perfect
anybody I've
student.
ever met. I just want to put that one out there.
Don't tell anyone that I was up till 5 this morning prepping for this, and also painting minis for a D&D session for tonight.
What a delightful turn of events this is. That's happened.
No. I am pretty sure that Sarah is a big reason that I actually made it through college. So I will always be happy to have you around.
Aw. We did pick the hardest major.
We really did. And then we're like, yeah, but what if we do even more extra work just because we like it so much? Like, yeah,
Yep.
that sounds good. Let's do that.
No.
Oh boy.
Oh, I've been impaled.
Quote Disney at me again today. Favorite. Oh man! Wow.
Missed Doodles, I think.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm so happy to be back. I missed it. I missed drawing with everybody and chatting, and it's a very, very specific type of insanity that a lot of the normies just don't understand, and like having my people.
I'm so glad I could actually join a few of them this year.
Yeah.
Last year was a bad year for me. I think I managed one.
We got you for definitely the last one. The This Is the End one.
Yeah.
I feel like last year too, like for everybody, schedules were just insane. Like it was so challenging to try, and we kept having to like bump them and switch them, and like we had like 3 left that I wanted to close out the season, and I was just like, if I could just give one person, I'll do it with 2 people.
I'll take canvas.
No, I'm happy that the dates are seeming to work so well for people this year.
I just need to prioritize personal art. It's so hard anymore with art being a job that as soon as job is done, I'm like, no art for at least a week.
Yeah.
And then weekend's over, more work art.
Yeah, that is hard. It's hard being like, yeah, I'm passionate about what I do, and I would like to just sit here for 10 minutes and not do what I'm passionate about, please.
Exactly.
I haven't done art professionally for a couple of years now, but that was definitely my experience when I did. It was like, oh, thank God I'm doing it for a living. And I was like, just need a break.
Yeah. And it was especially frustrating because a lot of the professional art I was doing wasn't specifically like, I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite stuff. So I was not getting to do my favorite stuff and being tired. And I was just like, I did it wrong. Shoot.
I did art wrong. Oh, no.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. You've done art wrong.
I mean, I get it. I do art wrong all the time.
Yeah, but now I do that on purpose.
Supposed to
And
be
it's
doing
fun.
it right. Or
You
I
can
think
tell
I might
me
be in
what
trouble.
right is, and I'll let you know.
All right. I'm sorry, chat. I see there's a bunch of stuff that I missed. I'm going to scroll back up.
Is it everybody else saying what they love the most about Emily, like we were doing as soon as you left?
No, I'm going to ignore any of those. Sorry, I'm just enjoying Jenna's comments. You can absolutely hide your wheat in that. Amazing.
Oh, little Spike hiding weight. That's like, I love that.
Spike is definitely the stoner kid of the group.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Hardcore.
a cat, guys. He's a baby.
He is a baby. Okay. CZ Drop wants to know what everyone's favorite element is.
The element of surprise.
Water, earth, fire.
Heart.
Heart.
Captain
Yeah.
Planet, motherfucker.
You thought it was going to be Avatar. Surprise, it's Captain Planet.
Got him.
Was heart really an element, though?
That kid had a monkey. I believe whatever he said.
Those enough credentials for me.
Hang on. Is the Fifth Element Captain Planet fan fiction?
No, the fifth element is Lilu Dallas Multipass.
Yeah, okay.
I'm so
Those words
stupid
mean so
because
much to me.
y'all are coming up with great answers, and I was like, oxygen. And I was like, that's not an element.
It is.
Oh,
To be
it's-
fair,
I'll see myself out.
no, it definitely is. My first thought was lead because its like sign is PB, and I'm always like, it's the peanut butter one, and I love peanut butter. So please know that I'm not actually that smart. I just other people said stuff first, so I got to think for a minute.
My first answer, and my very favorite one, I was going to say was the one that Kaycie used me as a model for. It was,
Oh. Here,
That's my
let me find that
favorite.
one. I'll show.
you do not have to.
I shall. Ugh. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where's Rachel? High res PDF. High res PDF. There we go. Working files. So many subfolders. Arsenic. I think that was you. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Open. Yeah.
Oh,
This is
cool.
college, Alex. Cool.
Incredible.
Cool.
That's rad as hell. Oh my god, the rat.
That's
Killing a rat.
exactly what I looked like in
I
college. No
love
change.
I love it.
Here I
That's so awesome.
Ugh. I also used her butt for a different one.
Nice.
You sure did.
We were in our studios, and I was like, "Alex, come here, bend over." And you're like, "Okay."
Didn't question it. I was like, yeah, absolutely.
Nope, that that feels the most college.
It was
It
that
was-
and Kevin Worth bringing a bunch of like chicken McNuggets into the studios.
I miss those studio times.
Yeah, that's a good time. And you made the cream of mushroom or cream of broccoli soup for lunch that one time.
Oh no, that sounds awful. Was it awful?
It was. I think that was your lunch option, and then you made it, and you were like, "I can't eat this. This is inedible."
Because wasn't it like specifically for like green bean casserole? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's soup, and then it wasn't.
It was just a creamy disaster,
Oh no.
and that's the only food you had.
I feel like that was during that same time that I just ate your saltine crackers for like 2 weeks straight.
So many questions. So little time.
Fine.
There
Yeah,
was one day that Kaycie offered me Cheez-Its, and I proceeded to eat almost the whole box.
I miss college.
I miss those parts of college.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of it that's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I
Were
miss
you all at
the
college together?
Kaycie and Alex, yes.
Yeah.
And Sarah and I, yes.
Yeah, Alex and I were roommates all 4 years.
It was the best time.
It was. We've been through everything. Famine and plague and
Arsenic.
Snowstorms.
space forms and materials.
Oh
Lots of
God.
it. God, I hated that class so much.
I just don't think like our college boasted like a 60% dropout rate the freshman year.
Boasted, yes.
It was like a badge of honor, like, oh, if you make it through the first year, then you're good to go. But like blah blah blah. And I feel like one, it's because it's art school, right? Like most people come to their senses, but
It's the thing that all of the things you say are completely right, but they're also so hurtful. And I'm just like, oh, no, you're right. But dang.
Am I wrong? What do you mean? Tell me I'm wrong?
Joke's on you. I've never come to my senses.
well, me neither. I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts. I mean, me either.
My moment to bring up how I'm still perplexed by the fact that I have a bachelor's of science in art, which is just so weird to me. Like, I don't know how I did that, but okay. Sure.
See, I just quit art long before college. And so I have no art qualifications at all.
I don't think.
Okay, so
Came to my senses way too early.
you came to your senses way too early, and then you're like, hey, guess what? I don't need to do art flawlessly. A fucking degree. Dead.
I don't need the debt to do it.
I did a degree, I just did it in something else that I am also not using for a living currently.
I don't think anyone's using their actual degree for what they're doing, like genuinely.
No.
I think maybe 3 people ever are. But
I like that. I'm gonna say that
Good
as
luck
fact
to
now
them.
too. 3 people ever.
Yep.
Jeff,
Fargo.
not Jeff, different Jeff.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you specified because
Francine.
I thought it was my Jeff.
You know,
Oh,
no.
Fucking Jeff.
That's a universal thing. Like if you said it to anybody and they're like, "Oh, Jeff, I know Jeff," and you're like, "No, not that Jeff."
Everybody knows a Jeff. At least one Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff.
It's kind of true.
yeah. I mean, it is genuinely true. I know a Jeff, and I was like, oh, he must be using his degree because he's the one I was thinking was the one that's an anthropologist. I'm like, he must be using his degree, but not that one.
There's Sarah.
Yay,
bad,
we're
Jeff.
back.
I got the light blue screen of death, which is apparently better than the dark blue screen of death.
Oh.
Oh,
I don't know, neither of those feel good.
there's death in both of those.
All right. I did take the time that my computer is rebooting to get more dinosaurs.
Yay!
Oh, the full dino tour. Look at them.
Everybody save.
Yes.
I won't.
Oh. I have saved nothing.
I've saved nothing my entire art career, and I'm not starting today.
Chaos.
My iPad does that for me. So now the next time I get on a proper computer, I'm screwed because I have no habits built.
That's the funniest thing with the students that I work with. And I'm just like, you don't even know. Like, we work in Procreate, and I was just like, no, it's just fine. Like, the program can crash and you still have all your stuff and everything's just fine. And I was like, that's not how it used to be.
And it's so funny because my iPad never crashes as much as my computer does.
No.
So, like, the thing that the autosave needs is not on the right thing.
Yeah. Well, we were speaking of Jeff and talking about crashing. Last Doodle Crew, we were talking about certain ones that had, like, I think it was 3D Max or Maya that we talked about, that once in a while, if you didn't go in and edit the time, or I think even maybe one of the with Flash for animating, if you didn't edit how many times it would autosave, you would go to like try and save at the same time it was autosaving or play something or do that, and it would crash because it was trying to do it at the same time. I was like, you were supposed to save us, not betray us.
I turned off autosave on Flash because I use it for work all the time, and I just got into the habit of pressing Command S after like every couple of keystrokes because I'm like, I just have to save constantly because every time it auto saves, it causes it to crash.
Yup.
So it doesn't crash as much anymore, surprisingly. Still does, but
So also I want to shout out, thank you so much, Bean, for subscribe for 40 months.
that's 4 tens.
That's 4 tens.
And
That's
that's
so many
terrible.
tens.
Bean.
Good job, Bean.
Also, CZ Drop, which I didn't fully know this, has a Bachelor's of Science with focus in business.
It's
I thought you were specifically math bitch, not business bitch.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I
Hell
say that
yes,
with love.
it's
That's
like
a thing. I'm not
cool.
just calling Austin a bitch. Just want that known.
But you know, if Austin were here right now, he'd go, it's okay, you can, even though it's like the most horrible feeling ever to be that mean to him. And yet we can't stop.
I mean, after the events of Hork-Bajir Chronicles, I had a little bit of a vacation from feeling bad about it.
Yep.
I'll loop back around and I'll start feeling bad again. But
Yep.
for a little while, I'm like, no, you can take it.
Correct.
Austin did specifically attack Emily in that particular game.
He did. He made me cry.
More than once.
More than once. Yeah. Because I was like, okay, all right. I had my really emotional thing and then we kind of worked through it. And he's like, okay, but now do this. And I'm like, Austin. God damn you.
What is
I'm
that
hoping
mean?
that's Cat.
I imagine it's Cat, but like, you know, if it's Robber, Cats and Robbers, that famous game.
Cat's playing very gently, but she still has very sharp claws. So
Oh.
I was trying not to panic too much.
Only a mild panic, a light panic.
A light panic. You just need a light jacket.
It is April, the perfect month. It's not shit. It's May. Sorry,
No, I was like, yeah, and I was like, oh no, it's May.
Emily.
That's
What have we done?
Whoa! Hey, don't fight. Don't fight.
Oh, also, Forging went in. Let's not get crazy there. It says double check your drawing on the right layer. I'm like, whoa there, buddy.
You know what, Bean? I like to think of myself as the Gandalf of Photoshop. I'm exactly on the layer I need to be.
Remember you like 3 days ago when I had to redraw half my comic page because I was on the wrong layer and it ruined it all. And I had spent so
around.
long not realizing it that it exceeded the number of undos I could do in Procreate to go back.
Oh god, that's heartbreaking.
That's a horrible tale that you just told us of sadness.
Hi, buddy. No, you're gonna act up. You're gonna be on camera. Hello.
Oh, kitty butt.
Come back here.
Kitty butts on the
No.
internet.
You go.
Yes, Bean, I agree. Art programs should be built like video games where you can hit F5 and quick save, and it should work and not crash. But here we are. Apparently Bean is also going through Hork-Bajir Chronicles right now. He's got
More like Hork-Bajir crying.
Chronicles. Yeah. So if you don't know what we're talking about, which I don't know how you could possibly, we've been so clear, for the Dungeons and Drake on Beams podcast, there is, what are you calling it? Is it just a little like side story or compendium chapter? It is not the main, doesn't follow the main TTRPG story that is going right now, but it is a little side.
It's like a big flashback.
Yeah. So I was lucky enough I got to be a part of that along with these lovely people. But yeah, if you are an Animorphs fan and want to spend a little bit of time with that, it was very fun and not at all sad and just a happy fun time all the way through.
Everybody lived and laughed and loved.
I definitely believe you.
Yep.
I'm
We're all
glad
gonna
that you
be
believe
okay.
them.
I'm telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
No spoilers whatsoever. But yeah, it's fun. I had a lot of fun. Oh, you make an excellent point. Yeah, no, I did very emphatically yell at Austin in one of the episodes not to kill my dog. And you're right. If I had been playing with the Botched Boys, my dog would have been dead episodes before. So you are correct.
I do still have a Rest in Peebers shirt from 2 seasons ago, I think. Because killed off the dog like episode 3, I
It was
think.
so fast.
It was so fast.
Yeah.
And Peebers was done wrong. Peebers should still be with us.
Yeah, justice for Peebers. Yeah, I will say very different vibe of the games. There is a very high body count when it comes to Botched seasons. Not so much in some of the other ones that I play in or listen to. But that's okay.
You're on toes
I
from
mean, I
this
guess
angle.
if you think it's okay, sure.
I'm constantly the dog in the burning building where it's fine. This is fine. It's fine.
How
Okay.
many characters do you get through on average playing in those games?
Oh boy. Didn't they make it like a goal last season to like get through at least one character an episode or something like that?
It would not shock me even a little bit.
Yeah, there was something like that going on for a while.
They're maniacs.
They are.
Damn.
Yeah.
They are. They were so prepared. I was playing with them one time and one of their characters died and we literally like went on break unrelated and one of the guys was like, okay, so here's my next character. I just had it locked and loaded and I was like, oh, so you expected this. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably smart.
Me, I'm like, I'm going to take like a 6-month hiatus if that's cool. See you guys on the other side.
Yeah.
I have characters in the wings, but I'm dreading any moment when that ever will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for
My
the current
campaign's been running
in-person.
like. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
My campaign has been running like 4 or 5 years, and in that time we've had one, like technically 2 character deaths, but one she was like instantly revivified, and the second one who she was revivified a moment later. But like everyone's still there with their original characters, and at this point it's like terrifying, the prospect that one might go.
Because they're family at that point. Like they're a part of you.
Yeah.
No, my current in-person game, we've been playing for over a year now. And like, yeah, I'm really attached to this character. And now if I make a really stupid decision, like I understand that, but I'm also like, don't kill my character, please. Please don't. I like her.
I'd love to play D&D with you all sometime. I'll happily run a one shot.
Yeah.
I love it when I don't even have to like prep it and they just say the activation words and everyone's like, oh, we can make that happen.
Absolutely what just happened. I was like, great, I'll be looking at the calendar as soon as we're off this call.
I haven't played nearly enough D&D this past year, and I'm like, starting to get the itch, like.
Vic and Sarah, Pokemon fans, either of you?
Yes. Do I have a Pokemon within arm's reach? I have a ton, but they're all in the other room. I have a Pikachu attached to my monitor. I probably have 30 Pokemon t-shirts.
Yeah.
I went like classic Sarah today, which is flannel, but usually it's flannel with a Pokemon shirt underneath. But I was like, that doesn't fit the theme today.
So what I'm hearing is like, you're, sort of, you like it a bit.
A little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm principally not opposed to Pokemon. I just kind of missed it as a child because I wasn't allowed television. I did, however, catch like, I think one summer, extensive marathons of Digimon, which is like,
Yes.
if you can't afford Pokemon, you watch
We have-
Digimon.
We have
But-
Pokemon at home. Like I say that with all the love. I freaking loved Digimon. So I
It
am
was
right
really
there with you.
great. Absolutely awesome theme tune.
Oh my god, the Digimon theme tune was like
Ugh,
so much
it's so hard.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
All the themes for Digimon and Pokemon, they all bang. I don't know who they got to compose all of this music, but they did a really good job.
Yes.
I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly.
Come on, Austin,
terrible
say it with
when-
your whole chest. Digimon are the champions. Not are the champions?
Well, technically only if they're in their champion form.
Get him, Kaycie. Take him down.
If not, then they're just sparkling Digimon.
They could be in their rookie form or their ultimate form or their mega form. What is this foot doing? Oh.
Austin, I'm so glad you came and hung out with us today.
It's going to keep me going all day.
That's perfect. That's perfect. I love it so much.
So one of the other things I loved about Digimon, and I do not know enough to actually say anything with authority here, but the naming conventions where they just be like, yeah, that's Garurumon, and that's Garuru-Leilamon, and that's Grand Garuru-Raramon, and I'm like, I don't understand. How are we doing this?
Yeah.
Buck wild.
Garurumon. Just
That's when
add
he
a
evolves
roo.
3 times. Yeah,
Yep.
you just add a roo for every evolutionary stage.
Well, and I also love
My
because then at
sister
a
is
certain
the
point, it's
Digimon
like,
expert, I know.
now it's just a human with a gun. And you're like, wait, this started out as a cute little dinosaur. Why is it a human with a gun now?
How did this rabbit become a human man?
Because it evolved.
Looking at you, Angelwomon. Like, where did you come from? Oh, gosh. I love it.
I drew Angelwomon way too often to be heterosexual.
I love that.
What are you drawing? A woman with a gun?
Yeah, I didn't, previous to Digimon, I didn't know how much that, like, half mask, like, hide their eyes thing was going to be my vibe. And I was like,
Oh my god.
oh, that's so my vibe. Uh-oh.
So random, but
Uh-oh.
uh-oh.
Incredible.
This is the best foot I can do with that reference.
Gotta put your best foot forward.
Oh, don't
I'm
be a
just-
heel, Alex.
I'm excited to put it in the tags that I can now put feet for the searchability of this.
Finally.
Finally.
That'll make this video explode.
We're gonna be trending for days.
Yes.
Especially if you put foot and explode.
Oh, true.
man.
And dinosaurs and Digimon. Like,
Somebody draw a cake really quick.
oh no.
Oh, I got the wrong memo. I drew a skank.
Shit. Oh, Bean, it's your turn to laugh at me. Did I just do all of this blue line on the wrong layer? Sure did.
No.
Sure did.
Nope.
Here we go. Let's do it again.
Lock your sketch layer.
Amazing. So good.
Words of wisdom.
I like this brush a lot. Hang on, I gotta go get a package off my door because it's like 90 degrees outside.
Okay. Digimon
I
was
love
Pokemon.
just-
Yeah. No, that's very true. Digimon was Pokemon with Dragon Ball Z transformations. Oh.
That explains it better than anything I've ever been able to comprehend. This is another magical Austin moment of him being able to explain something to me that I don't understand.
I love it. I was on a panel this past weekend at a Comic-Con, and I was absolutely fumbling my way through trying to explain something, as I usually do. And the lovely gentleman who was narrating and like moderating was like, "Oh yeah," and said it in like 5 words, and I was like, "Yes, that's what I wanted. That's good. Do those words. Good. Those are good words." Just like, good Lord. Like, I'm glad somebody kind of knew how to say that with some semblance of intelligence.
But you know what? Sometimes it's just like you listen to it, you understand what they're trying to say, and you're like, hang on, I can summarize this. You're trying to think through the thought actively. I'm just going to repeat what you said in a more, I guess, digestible way.
Yeah.
Digestible? Does that sound right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's nice. I like that. I was the
Yeah.
ideation phase. He got to be the final draft phase.
Exactly. He was the save file version 5.
Final 1_1.
Final scored 2. Final
Yep.
86.
Because never once has my final file ever been my final file. There's always been one more.
Final. V1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep. I say there's been at least one more if I'm lucky. Lucky that it's only one. Oh, and when Kaycie gets back, I have another question for the group.
Well, I'm scared.
Terriermon is my answer.
Oh man. So I didn't keep up with Digimon, and now like I realize there are so many more of them than there were when I was watching, and I was like,
Kabuterimon. Mega Kabuterimon. Good girl.
Okay, Casey's back. Let's go. What is this
Okay.
question?
So Austin wants to know where to go. Yeah. Oh man. Well, what program do y'all use to animate?
I've used Photoshop and I've used Adobe Flash /Animate. It's called Animate now. But that's it. And I feel like a fake animator because of it.
I used to use Flash and then Procreate, and then when Procreate brought out Procreate Dreams, I've been tinkering with that.
Do you like it?
I do. I found like the limitations of it pretty fast. But it's kind of like figuring out the applications for it are really, there's definitely better workflow than trying to use Procreate on its own, but then it also doesn't have a bunch of the tools. Like it doesn't have a lasso tool, which is
That's
challenging.
I heard about that. I'm like, why?
of all the things
I-
to not have,
yeah.
why would you take that one away?
I think it's because they haven't got that far yet. Like there's going to
Oh,
be an
okay.
update at some point where they release that as a tool update. But I mean, I hope, because otherwise I like it because it's really sort of gesture intuitive once you start using it and kind of get used to it. For a little bit, it's stupidly intuitive to use, and it does quite a lot for such a simple and very, very cheap program.
Awesome.
Nice. That's good to know. I know Jeff has talked about, and I just referenced it because he was the person I talked to most recently about it. He does Toon Boom a whole bunch and really likes that and has said good things about that. I honestly, because I animate so infrequently anymore, I just do stuff in Procreate, and it's usually for teaching my students, which is mostly introduction to digital art. And so it's just like we're talking the basics of animation. We're doing ball bounce and very, very early on stuff. But yeah, that's all I do anymore.
I think Dreams would probably work well for ball bounce.
I'm curious about that though, so I'll have to look into that.
Toon Boom
I'm
is
all
definitely
After
on my list.
Effects. Sorry, I keep interrupting everyone.
Oh, sorry, that's my bad.
What did you say, Sarah?
I'm all After Effects these days.
Okay. Put a pin in that. I might have an After Effects question for you at some point. Hey, I'll trade you. I'll do OBS, you do After Effects. We'll be unstoppable together.
Perfect.
I've wanted to try Toon Boom, but I feel like it's one of those like kind of expensive programs. But maybe I'm wrong.
I think so. I think it's got, like many of them, I think it's got different tiers. And I can't remember if Jeff said if it's one of the ones that stupidly went to subscription recently or not. If that was a trend that could just stop, that'd be wonderful.
If y'all follow Studio Flimpo on social media, they like this brand new opened up like trio of specky young kids who've just started up their own animation studio to be independent, but their videos just started getting sponsored by Toon Boom, and they're offering like 21-day free trials with the links that they're sharing. So I think that's like still happening very recently, like within the last day.
What's the name of them again?
Studio Flimpo.
Studio Flimpo. Okay. I'll write that down real quick.
Like they basically like these three students got out of college, finished studying animation, and were like, the animation industry is terrible right now to try and get into. So we're just going to do it on our own.
Nice.
Follow our journey. And it's quite entertaining.
That's so reminiscent of 2007 when Sarah and I got out of college. Like, oh, look, the animation industry is in tatters. Neat.
Yeah.
Oof.
Cool.
Doof.
Oh, look, Fox just closed their studio and Disney laid off 500 animators. Can't wait to send my resume.
They're like, everybody except Eric Goldberg, get out of here.
Hmm.
Oh, wow.
And Jeff.
And Jeff. Ah, Jeff. Lucky bastard.
All right.
Yay.
Kind of like this brush.
Okay, so follow-up question to that. Austin is asking, does Procreate and Photoshop have options for animations, or do you just draw each picture and then make a video from them?
Photoshop has an animation option. I can show you some real quick. It's not as intuitive as like Adobe Animate. Where is it? There it is. I'll just show you the UI real quick. It's chunks.
Chunks! Hello, baby.
Okay, so in this one, it's tied to layers. So over here, oops, hang on. Wait, why isn't it doing it? Okay, so yeah, you see my layers. So she's like tilted slightly. So basically, the timeline just controls when you see each layer. I don't know if I'm describing that correctly. So like, for instance, like the watermark, you can see it during the whole duration of the timeline. I don't know if you can see my timeline window actually. So maybe
that timeline window isn't showing, but we can see it when it flickers.
There we go. Okay, so like the watermark, you can see the whole time. So like that's this layer, and then this is my my working area, so you can see that the whole time. But then, see, that's layer 22. You can see this layer for this amount of time, and then this layer for this amount of time. So it's kind of like that. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not explaining it very well, but
It's like a very simplified version of what's in Animate.
of what?
What's in Animate, like the most like simplified version of Animate's timeline.
Oh yeah.
Or Flash, whatever. It's this.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll say Procreate is pretty similar, I think, in it, because each new frame that you make, you have a slider bar down at the bottom, also corresponds to a layer in the layers tab. Then you can move them around and everything, and it plays through. I know I'm just going to keep referencing him. Jeff Munn, if you want to talk to him directly, but he was talking about, I think there's a little bit more in Toon Boom where you can start to kind of rig things. So there is an animation assist along with that. So you could kind of, I think of it as the old school, like Flash type of animating, where you had like a static character and then you had like their arm on a separate layer, and then the arm was just moving, and you could kind of tell it like, okay, so from this frame to this frame, move this much, and kind of do it that way, which is similar to some of the stuff we could do in our years ago when I was animating in 3D, which I was garbage at, but similar to that. So I think there are some facets of it. Because I cut my teeth and liked 2D animating so much, I still kind of look at it as how can I draw each of the frames and then do my in-betweens and stuff like that. So I don't think in terms of how can I make this easier and faster. I think of like, but think of the art. So I'm not smart about the way I animate. Yeah, it's fascinating to me, especially when I'm teaching Procreate to the students, just how, even though that is such a simplified version of an animation program, how far ahead it feels from stuff we were doing in college. And I was like, oh my gosh, we could have had something like this, like just the practice of stuff and the play, like, because and Sarah can attest to this. We would do all of our drawings, and then you'd have to go to the computer and the camera and scan, take a picture of each one at a time, and then play it back to see if it worked. Like, you could flip it, but to actually see it play through, and just the amount of time to test out your stuff while you're learning was substantial.
I was trying to think if I have any like interesting animation files in here I could share. So I'm going to go put like a different screen up just in case there's something like I don't want you all to see.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
let's go with that. Patreon secrets.
Yeah. What did you do your the lo-fi repeating animation that you did for your YouTube thing? What did you do that in?
That one I did in Dreams, actually.
Okay.
Let me pull it up. Dreams, let's go. So like Dreams, this is Dreams. It's very, very basic. But what's handy about it is that you can group like segments of layers. So I could take out, let me think of an example. What illustrates this best? Let's think. So like the breathing of the character's chest as they're breathing, I could put that on a loop by essentially animating the different, like just drawing one by one the frames. So you can go into like draw mode and have the drawing itself. Why can't I see the layers? Well, I think it's because I've grouped it. You can't see the layers, but much like in Procreate, once you open up a layer, a drawing, you can have the different layers of your drawing, and then you come out of that and it sort of treats it like an image, just like a single frame, and then you can make the little animation. So these little 4 frames that I'm toggling on the timeline here is the animation of the breathe in and out, and you can determine how many frames it holds for each. And then I was able to group that and then just continually like copy and paste and loop the group so that I only had to animate the breathing once, and then it'll just keep going and keep going and going for the rest of the timeline. And basically I just did that for lots of different layers of it, and there's no limit. It's so far I've found to the number of things you can group. So like the trees, for example, this is the whole tree. I've got the layer of the tree that is just the shadow, which is layers grouped within that. And then I've got the layer that is the actual tree trunk itself, which I separated, and that's grouped within. And then the actual layers of the trees themselves. And it's really hard to explain it, I'm now realizing.
No, I'll say for me it makes sense. I understand, and the way you're showing it with popping in and out makes sense.
Yeah. And then there's this really, really cool trick that I tinkered with a tiny bit. So these little kind of light motes that are moving around in the bottom of the frame. This is probably one of the coolest features. I just literally drew a little ping dot. Let me come out of draw mode. I drew the dot, and then there's a record function where you hit record and then you stick your finger on the picture and you just move it around.
Oh my God.
It tracks and records what you do. And I did the same thing a little bit, and then I had to tweak it. You could tweak the keyframes afterwards with the birds that fly past. I animated the birds flapping, grouped that like it was its own component, hit record, and then just dragged it across the screen with my finger.
That's cool as hell.
That is
And
cool.
this program was $20.
Nice. Okay, I need to play with that now, because that's making me want to actually that'd be fun.
I have wanted
It's pretty
something
cool.
like that for so long, so that's really exciting.
And then you can do did I do this one in here? I feel like I did, but now I can't see the keyframes of it. I think I dropped it in here is why. There it is. You can do just very simple, like actual like frame by frame drawing animation still. And that again is like draw each frame, decide how long you want each frame to hold for. And then inside of each, is it gonna let me see it? Yeah, so inside each you can still pull up the layers as you would in Procreate.
That is so cool.
Pretty cool, I have to say. I'm really enjoying it. It does have a lot of limitations, but
it can only get better.
It does a hell of a lot for $20.
I was gonna say for $20 and to get into the like, oh, okay, like this is me getting back into stuff and not feeling so overwhelmed. Like I really can appreciate, and I think it's part of why I like Clip Studio so much, is because it has similar functionality to Photoshop, but it's all of the stuff that I didn't need stripped away, and it's just the stuff that I wanted. So very much the same with that. I was like, I don't need your full animation function. I'm not doing that. I just wanna make my little character do something.
Yeah. And as I understand it, like I didn't use Procreate right from when it was released, but Procreate, and when it was first released, doesn't resemble what it does now. It's a way more advanced program now. So I'm hoping that means that Dreams is going to continue the same kind of trajectory.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, very cool.
I definitely recommend checking it out, at least.
Yeah.
Have you tried any like sound? Like if I wanted to do like a quick storyboard with sound or like a lip sync or something.
You can drop sound into Dreams.
Sweet.
And animate directly to voice, which you obviously can't do with Procreate.
Awesome. I like
it. Back in my earlier years, I used to love to do a lip sync. I don't know if I've got it in me anymore.
You won't lip sync for your life.
Oh, kind of, yeah. Where's Hebe?
For your life. I just looked at the time. I'm probably gonna have to head out here in a second.
Okay. Do you want to do? I know. Do you want to do quick show and tell with what you've got?
Sure. I got like 2/3 of the way through inking new Sal.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God, those pants. It's giving me so much Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's great.
Unnecessary buckles and belts.
Perfection.
I don't think unnecessary is the right word.
Yeah.
I think absolutely necessary.
Just not functional. I think maybe is a better way to put it. But I will finish this up later and I will share it so that you can.
Yay! Oh, that's rad. Yeah, and where can people find you?
As I said, up at the top of things, idstar on most places. I also have idstar.com is my website, which is where you can find like links out to pretty much everything else. If you want to just sort of see things that I post, I'm most active on Instagram and Tumblr probably these days since Twitter kind of died. But lots of, as well as my regular comic, new fun projects and stuff happening, for which I am using Procreate Dreams. So,
yay! Not sponsored.
perfect segue.
Yeah.
No. But if they would like to sponsor me, they are welcome to.
Yeah, we would love that. Hit us up.
This has been super duper fun. Thanks for having me back on.
Thanks so much for joining us. Yeah. And we'll see you again soon.
Meet the rest of y'all, because I don't think I've actually spoken to you.
Yay.
I remember.
Yeah, it's good to finally meet you.
Yeah. Alrighty. Have fun, y'all.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. That's so fun. Animation makes me happy.
Oh, I want to do it. I always forget like that's an option of something I could work on. Not that I have a ton of spare time, but like dogs have been really slow this week, so I've been having a little more time than usual, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. I work on these little Animorph stickers, I guess.
Which are adorable.
Today I'm like, I can. It's fun. I like drawing the kids. I've had a song stuck in my head all day.
Oh no.
Is it George of the Jungle? Because that song will get the other song out of your head.
Okay, that's a good strategy. It's a Jesse McCartney song, which I don't know why. I don't know what could have caused this, but I'm tired of it, and I'm gonna sing George of the Jungle instead.
Cecilia is my go-to when I want to detach my brain from whatever song.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Yep.
Oh, that is not the one I thought you were talking about.
Oh, which one did you think I was talking about?
I don't know. There's just one that goes like Cecilia. Blah, blah.
Oh, it's Ophelia by Mumford and
Oh,
Sons.
there you go. But then
Yeah.
I know nothing.
Imagine
No.
Wagons.
It's Imagine Wagons, my favorite band.
Imagine Wagons. Oh my god. It's the
Wait.
Oregon Trail theme. Imagine Wagons. Wait, what?
I was like, no, what Mumford and Sons has a different song called Ophelia, but I'm thinking of Bastille has a different song.
Great. We're killing it with
This
these
is my
songs today.
Favorite word association.
Here's the other problem. Now that Hadestown is getting popularity, everybody's coming out with like a different Eurydice and stuff. So that's going to get, in my mind,
Oh yeah.
a slam with all of those.
Dude, I've been listening to Epic.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome. It's giving me Hadestown and
It's epic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been very fun.
It's pretty good. It's pretty darn good. And they keep coming out with new songs like every month.
Really?
Meow.
It's gonna be so long when it's finally made into a show.
Good. It better be.
Now I've got the Ophelia song stuck in my head, which I'm not sad about. 'Cause it's- Add it to the tags.
Karaoke, that's the tag.
Yeah,
It's always karaoke.
I was gonna say if our corner has taught us anything, absolutely.
It's only karaoke.
Jenna went out and got chicken nuggets and says it's my fault. I love that.
Perfect.
The power.
You're welcome.
Sorry, not sorry about what.
Well, I could color that part of the hair, but why would I want to?
But why would you when you cannot color that part of the hair?
Just not do it at all.
Just don't.
Can we talk about dinosaurs more?
Yeah.
What kind of question is that?
Absolutely do that.
Okay, favorite dinosaur movie that's not Jurassic Park.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's hard.
Land
don't
Before
know.
Time is up there.
Sorry?
Land Before Time is up there.
Yeah.
Land Before Time's definitely up there.
Yeah.
We're back.
Didn't see that one.
But John Goodman.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Austin, you're gonna get banned.
Austin. Austin. I have a heart to heart right now.
Austin, you're gonna get paid.
I'm going to throw out there Theodore Rex, the movie that Whoopi Goldberg did not want to make after she signed the contract.
Oh,
It's about future cops, and he is a future cop detective named Theodore Rex, and he is a big T-Rex puppet, akin to the puppets from Jim Henson's Dinosaurs.
all right.
Which I did really like. I liked that one a lot.
He wears sneakers.
Let me guess, it was made in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he wore sneakers.
It's the most 90s thing I've ever heard of.
Sneakers.
That's not how shading works. It's fun. Oops. It's also not how layers work, Kaycie.
It's okay. It's our first day.
I've never done this before.
It's the first hour of the first day.
Beast Wars is another good dinosaur media.
Like Beast Wars.
Transformers Beast Wars.
That's one where I can't go back to it because
Not
it's not great. Like it was a lot of fun, but I can't watch it now. It's like oh this is rough. I have not tried to go back and watch Reboot, which is another one that I adored. Not dinosaurs, but of that era.
Like the cartoon?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's one I never watched because I thought it was ugly, and it's I've only heard good things about the story and plot, and I'm like, can I get over it? Can I listen to it while it's happening on a TV far away?
Probably.
Like earshot, but not full vision. So I know enough, but not.
Because I feel like that was of the time where like they had a lot of character actors who were doing really distinct voices, so you can always tell who's talking. I would be so curious now because of when it came out and the premise of like what computers were, like just how insanely outdated and insane stuff would be now. But yeah, it was fun. It got really heavy. Like the last season was a lot, but I loved it.
That's what I've heard. Only heard good things, but
I feel you. That was my like. I could not watch Rugrats or Ed, Ed and Eddie because I hated their art. And I was like, I can't do it. I don't like it.
which is weird. Klasky's Fupo, I'm like, yeah, I'm down for that. Those ugly people. They're all lumpy. And
They're so lumpy.
Yeah.
Like, why are you so lumpy?
Maybe I'm going to say something controversial. I don't like children or babies.
That's not controversial.
Especially on
You
this
have the right audience for this.
Yep.
For some reason, Rugrats didn't bother me. I was like, I think it was the voice acting. They had really good voice actors for that show.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say between like all of those, I would take Rocko's Modern Life and Doug. Those are the ones that I liked animation wise. But
Hey Arnold's up there for me too in that group.
I love Hey Arnold.
I just sent a meme of the Pigeon Man from Hey Arnold in my D&D group this morning.
Who's that?
He was in one episode and he was the Pigeon Man, and the rumor was he was half man, half pigeon, and it was just a dude who kept pigeons on the roof of a building.
This is my favorite animated character of all time.
Yeah.
I just found out about him just now, and this is my favorite animated
Oh my
character.
god. I'm ride or die for Hey Arnold. I fucking love that show. Oh. Oh.
yeah, Pigeon Man's giving me big like miraculous ladybug vision, and I love it so much.
I did not finish that show. I liked it from what I saw, but I just
Ladybug?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and Randall, friend of the show and fellow artist, Randall was saying like the way that it got released or like retconned or something, like they got released out of order because when I went to watch it again, like something else had happened and it didn't match up with the last thing I watched, and I was like, wait, this doesn't make any sense now. So I fell off after that. But no, I really enjoyed it. It was all I'm gonna be a magical girl enjoyer pretty much forever. It's just it's who I am as a person. You know, I meant to do a canvas flip well before this and I didn't, and I regret that decision now.
A mood.
We do have an Ankylosaurus Emily.
Baby, look at him. I love him.
Look at him play.
D&D mini.
Ooh.
Dinosaur D&D. That's what the second one in D&D
Dungeons
is
and
for.
Dinosaurs.
Dino
and
DNA.
Dinosaurs.
Dino D&D. There it is.
And then my favorite
that too.
prehistoric non-dinosaur.
Cute.
I forgot what those are called, but I love them.
Trilobites.
Trilobites, yeah.
I was gonna say I wanted to say cephalopod, and I'm like, nope, that's not it. That's a different thing.
I also went there.
Thank you. You make me feel better, Kaycie. Thank you. There is a very cool museum near me because where I am, we had a lot of glacial activity. So there were actually like big like mammoth bones that were found and everything, but it's just a little museum, but it's got a ton of those guys and all the little cool, I don't want to say bottom dwellers, but like they're what I think of because they're just like little scooting around on the ground. It was very fun. And I like a very easily digestible museum because my feet start to hurt and I get less fun.
That sounds awesome.
You're really close to Penn-Dixie, which is pretty much all trilobites. I've done digs there. It's
Nice.
super fun. I don't have the really impressive specimen. My boyfriend does. On display in his basement. So he got one that was, I think, 2.5 inches long.
Very cool.
Ooh.
And he cracked open a rock, and an expert who was behind him like leaned over and went, "Wow, that's a dandy." So
Did that expert have a British accent? Because that would make it better.
no,
You can say it though. You can just lie.
yeah, he did. Uh-oh. Everybody's having the technical difficulties today.
I love this this plethora of dinosaurs that's just appearing behind you.
I have more. I only had 2 arms, and the amount of time it took for my computer to restart.
Damn.
Do you guys ever wonder why your friends hid this other person away from you that you're clearly meant to be best friends with for so long?
Okay, so I need you to know I have been sitting here in like shame and be like, fuck, I knew this about my friends and never once was like, you know who should meet Alex and Sarah? Nope, just didn't ever. Mm-mm. So my bad.
Can't believe you've done this.
I know.
Oh, that makes me nervous. I just went to save, and it popped up and it said, can't save right now because your program is currently saving in the background.
No,
We just
No,
talked
it's
about this.
exactly what we just said.
no, we predicted it.
Ooh, okay, let me save now.
Thank goodness.
Phew, yay. Ugh.
No.
I'm Jane.
Do this to me. Oh my god. You're like a mother penguin and I'm your baby, and you just do a certain call and I'm like, huh?
You know, that's once how a man on a unicycle told me to raise children.
What?
Like a penguin?
Yeah, he was like, what you have to do is be like more like animals in like the wild kingdom, where like don't talk to your kid or like acknowledge you're doing something dangerous, like unless it's really dangerous, because then when you like give your warning call, they'll actually heed it, as opposed to being like, you know, on top of them all the time. It was a man on a like 6-foot tall giraffe painted unicycle, so like take this with a grain of salt, but that's what he said.
Wow.
Where was this?
At a magic shop in Milwaukee.
That
Nice.
sounds about right.
I mean, where else are you gonna encounter this type of clientele?
Wait, was I there? Because I've been to that
You might
magic
have
shop.
been. You might have been. It might have been a different time we went to the magic shop, but you might have been there.
Yeah, I'm sure you've been more than once.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Multiple trips to the magic store.
I mean, yeah, for all your magical needs.
It just seems like your vibe, you know?
Yeah.
That's like So one of my favorite things about another friend of ours, Jenna, is that every time you'll say something like, yeah, like, you know, just for perusing close-up magic, and she'll be like, oh yeah, I did close-up magic for like 10 years. And you're like, yeah, I knew that somehow.
That checks out.
And even knowing that she does that to me frequently, I'm still surprised every single time. I'm like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, no big deal. And I'm like, no, false. Definitely an interesting thing and a big deal.
That's what Tim said about trapeze when we started talking about doing trapeze, because we're like, yeah, like just like swinging trapeze, circus trapeze, and Tim's like, no one's ever done trapeze. And then we were hanging out with another friend one time, and Tim turns and he goes, watch this. He's like, hey Mike, have you ever done trapeze? He's like, oh yeah, I did trapeze for like 2 years. And we're like, suck it, Tim, everyone's done trapeze.
Got him. That's hilarious.
Oh no.
I especially enjoy because I feel like there are times where Tim is so confident. He's like, no, there's no way. Like, it's too weird. It's too much. Like, I'm going to get him this time. And we're like, no, you're not.
Motherfucker.
Yes.
Sticking around now.
Sticking around like the TV show?
And sticking around this time. Hang on, can you still do lens flares in Photoshop? Filter. Render. Lens flare. No! Oh, I can't do it on a blank layer. Why not? Bullshit.
I just want to do a lens flare on a blank layer. What's so hard about that?
I want to do a lens flare.
But you didn't. It's J.J. Abrams' fault somehow.
Everything is J.J. Abrams' fault if you go deep enough.
No.
Hey, this turned out horribly, but here we are.
Whatever. That was awesome.
It's not
Fuck
great.
yeah. Look at his gooey teeth.
I know. I was going to say the mouth, like the stretched cheese in the mouth is so good.
Got cheese, guys.
Oh, so gooey and delightful.
Cheese, grommet.
It's really, when drawing a T-Rex, it's really about that cheese pull.
Yeah.
I hope that when it roars, breadcrumbs also fly out of its mouth.
Yeah.
They do now. See, this is the part. This is the part of college that I miss. It's like nobody else do you show them this, and they're like, yeah, well, when he roars, obviously breadcrumbs should come out. I'm like, yeah, obviously, that's genius. But like people in everyday conversation just don't like.
They don't say shit like that.
They don't say shit like this.
Honestly, you want the actual reason why I started Doodle Crew? It is because of that. I was like, no, you can't say shit like this to normal people and get the amazing answers that we get. I was like, I need to hang out with my art friends because these are the conversations I want to be having. Talk about your mortgage? Absolutely not. Talk to me about dinosaur made of cheese with breadcrumbs? 100% yes.
I don't want to argue about politics. I want to know if these are Parmesan crusted breadcrumbs or not.
How could they not be from the Cheezosaurus Rex?
Gotta be. They gotta be Parmesan. That's the way it goes.
Now I want to say it like Parmesan because that sounds more like dinosaur.
Oh, the Parmesan era of dinosaurs.
Yes.
We did it. We've solved it.
Get at us in the comments, paleontologists. You suck. We have it right.
Aw, easy drop. Alex's T-Rex is Agumon flavored.
What kind of cheese is that?
Gouda.
Aguda.
It's a Gouda. That was a Gouda joke.
No. I'm just sticking around. No. Leave it.
the moment with these pieces where I'm just like, I think it's better. I think I made it better. I don't know. I don't know. It's fine. Just went so sketchy with my line art today.
I don't know if it's better, honestly. Like I don't know if this is better, and none of you can tell me because I've lost the original to the annals of time. But you know,
There's no way to know.
well, Kaycie, you've seen it, but you have to go by
Yeah.
memory. So
I think it's kick-ass.
movie,
I like that better? I think I do. Yeah.
What movie?
the movie Kick-Ass. I think it's a movie. Hey,
It
don't
is.
be a
Yeah.
movie.
From a comic book.
It's my first day on the planet.
Did you blink step into the sun?
I did. I did. There's more to see than I could ever see.
More to do than what's ever been done.
Does anyone know how to get rid of this stupid thing? Oh, it's gone.
Hey, we did it!
Yay!
Oh, but it's back.
Oh, follow us for more art hacks.
Uh,
What did- I
Follow us for more art hacks. We waited till it was gone, and then when it came back, went, "Aw."
If that's not the most art hacky thing, I don't know what is. What is it? I don't fully know what I'm looking at.
it's like this little crosshair thing right here.
Which program are you in?
Photoshop.
Is it just indicating where your pointer is?
Maybe.
Select off the layer. Would that help?
Oh, here it is. Here's the tool. It's a color. Oh, delete. I did it.
Yay!
Yeah. It was one of those. I accidentally pressed a hotkey, and I don't know what I did, and now everything's ruined.
That's the if I hit L when I'm in my selection tool, it will either pop up or pop away the menu that I need for it. And it took me a long time to be like, where the fuck did it go? What did I hit?
What have I done?
What have I done? What have I done?
Don't. Hey, no, don't open bridge.
I've never wanted to open Bridge.
Never, not once.
No one likes bridge,
Stop trying to make bridge happen.
right?
I was trying desperately to remember the name of Bridge yesterday, and I just kept going, because I just remembered the icon and nothing else.
I just know I get mad anytime it pops up.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's okay. We Wednesday when we recorded in addition, there was a podcast that I really wanted to reference because it was timely. Do you think I could find any of it? Like I'm trying to listen to them while I'm furiously Googling, like trying to remember what this is. And we ended that episode, and in between I was like, chat, this is what I was doing. And Lost Limey pops up. He's like, oh, was it this? And I was like, thank you. I needed that. My brain needed that. Now I can actually focus on the rest of my show.
Oh no.
Son of a bitch. And you say, what? Brain, couldn't you just let it go and look it up later? Absolutely not. In that moment, it was the most imperative thing that I had to do.
Need to know right now, please. I gotta know.
I need to know. Nope. So are you, Kaycie, still noodling with the idea of updating all of the elements?
I do not have the bandwidth,
Okay.
but I don't know. Yeah, it's so many, and I have so many other projects that I would rather work on. But
Fair.
I just wanted to see if I could do it, and that's what I did.
Yeah, so far it's going well. 10 out of 22.
10 out of 22.
Boost. Censoring. What's censoring, Bean?
What?
What's censoring? Bean said censoring. Oh, wrong way.
Oh no, are we being censored?
Did someone try to say a bad word?
I've said multiple bad words. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
Come on.
I'll put $1 in Emily's swear jar.
Put a quarter in your no swearing sock, and soon you'll have a weapon to be. There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen, and oxygen, and
Give me radium, gold, titanium, and gallium.
I love that song so much.
so good.
I like that
Also-
Daniel Radcliffe likes it so much.
And I feel bad because there's another song by him that I really enjoy, but I feel like is an absolute affront to Alex.
Let me
Put
say
me
it.
in the park.
Say yes.
Because it's really catchy, but I don't support its message.
It's okay. You can support the message if you want.
No, I don't actually want to poison the pigeons. They seem fine. There are other animals that I would have a less fun time with.
Like no, not bees. Like mosquitoes is what I was trying to say.
Yes. I was gonna say hornets, yellow jackets, wasps. They can go right to hell. Ticks can get fucked.
Ticks can absolutely get fucked.
I just sprayed my yard with cedar extract to get rid of ticks.
Yep.
Does it work well?
We'll find out.
TBD.
Yeah, I did it on Wednesday. No ticks so far.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's been so bad. Like even, and I'm mainly an indoor cat at this point, but my mom and my sister who are outside all the time, like they will have, pant legs tucked into socks and do checks and stuff, and they still like they do, tick checks pretty frequently and still will find some, and I'm just like, how, you little bastards.
They are the worst.
They are. Really, even like you serve no purpose.
Really, we need more opossums because opossums eat ticks
Mhm.
and are nature's most majestic animal.
They are, and they can't get rabies. Which is
They're sweet.
rad.
The only marsupials native to this continent.
Mm-hmm.
I like the word marsupial.
Fun fact, 13 nipples inside of the pouch, arranged in a circle with one in the middle.
Aww.
What? That's adorable. And they have a penis bone.
Don't look up any of this because pictures of the inside of their pouch is gross.
You'll get on a list.
It's the grossest. Pouches are not
Definitely.
nice inside. They're like smelly. And
They're very stinky. Pouches is stinky.
Yeah.
They're just little guys. They're stinky little guys, just like my cat. I love them. They're great animals.
Cats or possums or both.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Sorry, I should have been more clear.
No, you're good.
I like
Yes,
that they
but-
have
I just wanted to say cats or possums or both because it felt like fun.
Oh my.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that they have emo sleeves. It looks like they're wearing little
Mm-hmm.
with their little pink fingers sticking out.
And I too want to just be able to lay on the ground and play dead in a situation where I feel uncomfortable.
Oh my god.
You can. No one's
I-
stopping you.
It's true. I feel like I'm getting to that point where I really don't care about what people think of me as much, and I might just lay down.
Yeah.
Just hiss.
Oh my god. And have you seen the video of the baby possums eating fruit? And oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
It's my dopamine rush. I'm feeling sad. I watched that, and I watched the guy on the bike who stops in the middle of the trail, and this family of skunks just comes up and like starts sniffing his bike and his shoes. It's like, oh my god, you lucky bastard.
No.
Okay, this might be all I have in me today, guys.
That's okay. We are actually getting, I'd say we're probably at the like 15-minute wrap up warning. Woo. Yeah.
Warning.
All right, I'll dick around for a few more minutes.
Thank you.
Just sit quietly.
You can do free read at your desk if you want.
Oh my god, let me get my Animorphs booked out.
Hey, I have to do that next week.
I have been listening to the audiobooks. This is my first time experiencing the audiobooks. They're fucking great. Like the people they got to read are
Hell yeah.
very, very good.
Yay.
I'm gonna do audiobooks too, just to have like a new take. Because like, okay, do you guys care if I go a little bit Animorphs for a moment here?
Never.
I never care.
I wish you would.
Well, you can care. You can tell me to stop at any point.
Never.
So we redid the Andalite Chronicles recently, and one of the craziest things when we were doing it, because I listened to the audiobook after I got over the pronunciations, which took me quite a while.
That's true.
It's pronunciations aren't my favorite, but there was some stuff that like when they highlighted it with like someone else reading it that wasn't in my own head, I'm like, oh my god, I never thought of that way before.
Yeah.
And I'm like super excited to find out like what new things I find listening to it on an audiobook format.
Oh my god.
That's exciting.
Yeah. You know, you can read something for 30 years, but every once in a while something new comes along.
Dude, there was one line in the first book that I heard in the person's voice, and I was like, I've never noticed that before. And of course, I don't remember what it is.
It doesn't seem important for a discussion about it.
I'm going to go back and try and find it.
Nah, just
Blew my whole mind.
well, I'm super excited. I'm genuinely super excited to go back and do this. This is going to be great.
I'm very excited.
Doctrinating other people.
Well, it's fun too because, you know, in talking to my sister about it, like she has obviously read them many times, but I think she was saying like she hasn't read them like full through starting over. So she's very excited to do that. And I'm excited to be able to chat with her about it.
I love that your sister is excited about this. Absolute nonsense.
It makes me very happy. I also love that I literally just had to be like, hey, can I borrow these books? She's like, yeah. And I was like, well, that's right, because you have them all in triplicate. That makes me so happy.
She's sitting on a gold mine, by the way. Like, I don't think you understand how much she could get for some of those books.
Well, and because she's been collecting, not to blow up her shit, but she's been collecting for so long, like she definitely has some that she's essentially like comic books, like bagged and boarded because they're in like such nice condition.
Ooh.
And I, you know, not that she was ever going to lend me those because that's not what I want. I was like, no, I want the crappy ones. I want the like, this has lived in your backpack for a while. Like, give me that one. Those are the only ones I feel confident borrowing.
Has anyone watched the TV show? How does that hold up now?
Oh my gosh.
Good. I mean, I love it. It's terrible.
It's delightful, but it's terrible.
So bad. The actors, though, never did anything except their very best.
Oh.
They were given not anything good to work with, but man, did they kill it every time.
Oh. I kind of want to go back and watch the show again because it's so bad.
As far as like being an adaptation of the books, did it at least, you know, kind of follow that?
No.
No.
Like, Like
Just
no.
because of budget, I think, though. Like, truly, their biggest issue was they had no money.
Yeah.
And there's so much in Animorphs. Like, you couldn't even do it nowadays. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, if you had a live action, like, and you had to do a morph sequence into an animal, like, that would be a lot of animation. That would be very expensive. Like, all of it. And
They would do a lot of cutaways.
Yeah.
I think there would be clever editing to make it look good, or like McGonagall turning into the cat in the first Harry Potter.
yeah.
This
Smart.
isn't going to look great. Let's do what we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which they did kind of in the show for some things. Like,
Sorta.
I'm
They-
thinking of one scene in particular.
They did a couple like candlelight morphing scenes that I think were okay because they'd like cut down to like the hooves going behind something, and like you could clearly tell it was like a spray painted horse, but like whatever. But then they had
Painted Horse is my new band name.
good. It's an emo band. But then they do some like they tried to do a Hork-Bajir sequence, and it was just the same like loop animation that they kept. Then they like just duplicated it 3 times and just like switched the direction of one, but it was clearly the same animation repeated, and it was like, oh guys,
They should have just cut the Hork-Bajir out.
yeah, they should have absolutely, or just done like the Velociraptor feet things where they just thunk thunk on the ground. They never should have tried to animate the whole alien.
I feel like that, not that there was the budget for that either, but I feel like it would have made such a perfect animated show.
Yeah.
Like you could have gotten around all of that crazy like trying to do CGI. Like you could have just animated it and it would look
Yeah.
great. Not that that's cheap, but still.
Cheaper,
No.
maybe.
But you can do anything with it.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Problem with this brush is I have to press really hard, which is not good for me hands.
No. Yeah, Bean says maybe 1 or 2 in detail scenes where it's showing a little bit more of the goriness of the morphs. Yeah. It's also, I mean, what? That was playing on prime time? When was that? When was the actual show playing?
Like time of day or
Yeah.
Oh, like 7 p.m. 1990,
Okay.
7 p.m. Nickelodeon.
That felt like a Snick thing.
yeah.
Yes, indeed.
What do I want to do? Nope. I think it is. What are you? No? Okay.
What are you?
Why are you fighting?
I have a critiquer coming in here today, guys.
Oh no.
How do we
Hello.
Not impressed. Not impressed.
Wait. I'm sorry. I was having way too much fun thinking my program was crashing. What's happening?
I just got this hardcore critiquer in here to look at my Source Rex, and we didn't think it was very good, which is fair. It's not. You're right.
Uh-oh.
It's made of cheese. Made of cheese.
How did we not bring up macaroni and cheese? What is the dinosaur, the orange dinosaur for Kraft mac and cheese? What is his name?
Oh, Cheezosaurus Rex.
Is it just Cheezosaurus Rex?
I was gonna say Craftosaurus, but that I don't know. Okay, Austin, I got so confused. I'm like, why did you write 8 p.m. American? I'm back now. I get it. I'm sorry. I was the window that I needed because I have 2 monitors. Like I have my drawing tablet and then I have my main monitor. It had popped up on the other thing, and I was trying to figure out why none of my commands and none of the things were working. And I was like, why? What's happening? Is it crashing? What's going on? So I completely blacked out, but I'm back now. It's all fine. It's all fine. Everything is fine.
Fine.
It's all fine.
I'm just gonna throw some quick color on this.
I really want mac and cheese now.
Same.
Sorry.
It's a good thing.
There you
I feel like that's not a hard push though. Like it really is just like it's a gentle like someone accidentally ever so slightly bumped me walking past me and I'm like, I want mac and cheese. Alright, so we're gonna guess that this is from I think this is from 2008.
I'm from 2000 late.
Oh no.
Oh, oh.
Oh no. Oh no, Mr. Bill.
They made Mr. Bill into a dog toy, which is the worst thing ever.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
Squeakers deactivate after a dog chews on it for a while.
Yeah.
The talkie box is a little sturdier and it doesn't go away.
No.
Oh,
So it's just constant.
Awful.
no.
Absolutely awful.
I love
So I'm on a teaching grant right now and I've been there for a bit and I had my normal group of kids and then I had a couple new kids who were coming over and were curious about what we were doing. And one kid literally walked over and this is the like as much as it can be very challenging, it's why I love the obliviousness of kids sometimes. So he just had a squeaker in his hand and he just kept squeaking it. Like there was no, like he wasn't even necessarily like gaining anything from it. He was just sitting there squeaking it while I'm trying to talk and other people are talking and he's just squeaking and then he just wandered away. I'm like, okay, great. Good talk. Thanks, kid. Okay. All right.
I'm glad you had a pleasant experience with that because that would have been like, it would have been me trying to hold composure and my eyeball twitching.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see how I want to say this. There's been a lot of other really bad things. So that was kind of like, yep, that seems about right. So yeah, I think it was also, we were in the midst of chaos while it was happening. So I wasn't actually getting any attention, from the kids at that point anyways. So I wasn't too frustrated about it, but sometimes I'm like, guys, please, just for 10 minutes, give me just a little bit of your attention.
Help me help you.
Seriously. Like I'm begging you. They're so funny. All right. Whomst would like to do the show and tells first?
I feel like I should because I haven't been able to show and tell the whole time.
That's true.
I can
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay.
Oh, Austin being braggy too. I'm making mac and cheese right now. You could share.
Yeah, Austin.
Do the thing. So we're going to start with original art from circa, I don't know, 1992 maybe.
Okay.
And then the sketch.
Yeah.
And I got through some ink and a little bit of paint.
Nice.
Oh, I like those colors.
It's coming along.
It is.
I think I'm going to go with what is it called when not albino but still no color?
Leucistic.
Yes, I think I'm gonna go leucistic cobra so that you can see him when I get all the shadows in there. I want it to look like he's either up late studying spells or maybe he's sneaking and checking spells late at night. So the snake will still be visible. Because cobras are either, a lot of them are black, or they're this cool white, or other dark colors. And I'm like, if everything's in shadow, he's going to be so in shadow.
Yeah.
But let's make him white and a little pink, and maybe he'll look friendlier. Because I think he's a familiar.
Okay.
But
I like
maybe
that.
chat can pick a direction. Is this guy a sneaky guy stealing secrets, or is he a studious guy staying up and studying?
I like him. He looks so sweet.
I love him.
I feel like so this is just the headcanon that I've now invented for myself. Like I feel like he lives at the library but is very much the one who like dreams of being an adventurer and like going out and doing stuff. So like he's actively collecting all this knowledge and has a very like specific idea of what going out and adventuring will be like, and it's very far off the mark, and I just love that.
And if chat has a name for him, because he's based off of the corgi I know, which do I have reference? Oh, sorry, snake alert.
Snake. Snake.
Oh, it's not showing my other window. Never mind. Can I switch windows?
Austin, get out of here. He is sweet. He doesn't need to be evil. You behave.
We want the nice baby.
Yes, the nice.
Open another window for you. Yeah, this. Let's see. There we go. There we go. This is my inspiration. If it'll switch over there.
Look at
this sploot.
That's,
what a good sploot.
I want to grab this little chicken leg.
It's my buddy Bosco.
Oh,
what a baby.
Such a little baby. I love corgis.
Aw, they're just little guys.
They are just little guys. Yay! Oh, that's so fun.
I love it.
All right. Is it cheese time?
Alex next.
Cheese time. Cheese time.
I mean, if you want cheese, this is what I've got. Cheezosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
What more is there to say?
Oh, it's so good. Look at those toes.
I just want to take a bite out of him.
Yeah.
Do it.
And out of crime.
Oh,
Oh, that turned out so cool. I really, I know you don't like it. I really like it.
I like it too.
I'd like it for the nonsense factor.
I'll hit him.
No, I want the like squishy like dino lizard toy thing that they always make of them. Very much that child brain was like, you should put that in your mouth, and I was like,
In a
you
heartbeat.
shouldn't, but I'm gonna. I'm gonna. You can't stop me. Oh, and I'm sorry, Sarah. I got so caught up with the corgi. Where can people find you if they want to see more of your work?
SarahWillDesign.com is the best way. I'll update things but my website will point you where everything else goes.
Yeah, good. And Alex, let's just from the top. Where can we find your lovely voice on all the podcasts?
Oh boy, I have a few. You can always check out my linktree, linktr.ee/AlexandBirds, but you can check me out on Animorphs Anonymous, Dungeons of Drake and Beams, Horse Girls, Surprise Attack Book Club, Questmaster. What am I missing? Late Starters.
Horse Girls, Dungeons and Dragons, Late Starters. I have most of them.
Perfect. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Questmaster, of course, which is our delightful Women's Day game / we do one at DragonCon that Emily is a critical part of, and you can find that on YouTube if you look up Questmaster Guild of Granddaughters.
It's so much fun.
It's so good.
I love it so much. Yeah, fun. Kaycie turn. You.
All right, I've done 2 of these. So that's the original. It's like 10 years old. When did I graduate? It's from 2010, probably. So how many? That's 14 years. I don't like this. I don't like.
I was gonna say you don't have to say the year. It makes me sad when I say things like that. So
Okay, and then we'll do the.
Ooh, oh, the face. Precious, I love her.
My style's definitely changed. Things have changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a hydrogen. I did a lithium one.
Yeah.
So that's the old one. And then swoop.
Yay! Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's just been a good experiment. It's like, oh, like just looking at my stuff, it's like, okay, these kind of hold up, and then only once I actually like redraw them, I'm like, oh, I have improved. This is optimistic.
Yeah. No, but it what's neat for those, and I am guilty of not always being kind to my former self. But I was like, the idea was there. Like the posing, the energy, like
Yeah.
the ideation part, like it was all there. And it is nice to be able to see the technical skill improve.
Yeah.
So yeah. What about you? Where can people find more of your improved and amazing art?
Listen, I would, if I were you, which I'm not, but if I may recommend, you go to linktr. Wait, no, sorry, Linktree. You know where the Linktree lives.
linktr.ee.
Thank you. /KCD Studios. You will find a plethora of things that I do, which I have, I have my regular art website, which is cool. I got a webcomic that I make and draw for free. It's called B-Side You. I got a Patreon where you can be like, hey, I like your webcomic. I'm going to give you $1 so you can keep making it. I have a store. Like, I have a store and I make stuff. I have, like, here's a cool unicorn shirt that you can get that there. And then you can find all my podcasts. I'm on Late Starters, Animorphs Anonymous. I do Hearst Girl sometimes. We talk about Twilight. It's a good time. I was on Hork-Bajir Chronicles with Emily and Alex, and then I do art for those podcasts, and yeah, I do a lot of shit. So come find me, come hang.
It's all good. It's all good stuff. Yay! And as a reminder, as always, you can always go to our Linktree where a lot of the artist information is posted, or you can always hit me up directly to contact any of these artists. Boop, my turn. All right. Here she is.
Oh my goodness.
Giving me big gem vibes. But yeah, so this one I figure is probably from about 2008, because this came after I graduated from college. So I'm guessing 2007, 2008. Yeah.
Nice.
You upgraded her. She's fun. I like her.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because like I was definitely still messing around with my facial proportions and all of that. But I can also see. I was like, oh, I can see where that has, now moved to and evolved to. So.
Mm-hmm. I like the updated pose too.
Thank you.
More like oomph to it.
Yeah, it is one thing. While I am also still critical of my current work, I am happier with my posing now. I feel like it actually has a little bit more weight and energy to it. So yay! Yeah, if you want to see more of my stuff, you can follow me all across the internet at a swan named Emily. Like you said, stickers and Patreon stuff. If you want to see more Doodle Crew stuff, you can find that all over at my YouTube. Let me see if I can do my commands correctly.
I'm gonna show off stickers while they do that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I want to make more. I love stickers. They're so fun. But yeah, all episodes of Doodle Crew end up over on the YouTube. They are sorted by season. So you can watch all of those there. If you want to see the art from all the seasons and the amazing art that these artists are making now, you're so sweet. You can follow us across the internet at Doodle Crew Draw. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. But thank you all so much. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for doing the time warp with us. And we will be back again soon. Bye-bye.